garage, another day spent working on a Can-Am X3. That's not mine. One of my friends. So it's not the Rex 3 this time, guys, which is very surprising. I got used to working on the Rex 3 when it was mine. I got used to working on the Rex 3 when it wasn't mine. Now we're working on another X3, a very clean specimen, one that I have some ties with from the past. So my friend Matt Sanford, you know him, he picked up the Pawpaw X3 last year. We built that for him, and he came across a super good deal on another X3 that was pretty freshly built. Not necessarily in terms of time, but in terms of use. He had to pick it up. So take a look at this thing. You guys will probably remember it. Yes, this is what you think it is. This is the Mullet X3. This is Cleetus McFarlands' old X3. You guys saw that he recently made the right choice. Switched over to Polaris for everything. So this thing had to go. My friend Matt Sanford, who's been tuning a lot of his stuff, picked this up. He got a good guy deal on it. It's overall an extremely nice machine. We built this back in the side-by-side blog days, and overall it's a very nice piece. There's some bunk stuff on here, like mismatched brand upper and lower control arm stuff that I would never do, but some wackos decided that was a good idea. Anyway, it's not a big deal. Overall, super fresh, super clean machine. I want to say, let's take a look for accuracy. I think it only has about 400 miles on it. Intercooler fan just screaming. Yeah, look at that. 463 miles on this unit. Basically nothing. So Matt picked this up. We're going to the dunes next weekend, and he wanted me to just go through the machine, make sure everything was kosher on this, and just give it a once over. I don't even think he's floored it in high range, so he wanted me to put it through its paces to make sure that everything is going to be going smooth at the dunes with this thing. So he sent me a bunch of stuff himself, little trinket stuff to put on this thing. We can quickly go through that. Take a look. I don't even know what all it is. He sent me a list. I don't really remember it. What is this? High quality unit there. What is that? Oh, this is a fire extinguisher mount. He sent me a fire extinguisher. We got some CCMS door handles. Here, don't look at that. I think that's a winch switch. He said the winch switch illumination was messed up on it, so we'll just change that switch out. Now this is, what the heck is that? Oh, headlight trim. Kamimoto. What we got here? Door opener. Oh, it's like the shocks for the assist on the back of these things. Yeah, these things are torched. Holy smokes, these are bad. Those are also bad. Jeez, oh man. And he also wanted some maintenance done on it, oil change, grease everything, just get it ready to go. So 400, 500 miles on it, about due for an oil change. I don't know if it's ever been changed before, so good time to do that. But when you're my friend, when you've tuned all my cars in recent time, when you've got me freaking dialed in on the straight and narrow and just been a super good person to me for the past 4 years, 5 years almost, I just can't let you show up here and not get cool stuff added to your unit. So take a look at this stuff. RPM Power Sports coming through again for us. Big shout out to them. Getting all of our units set up with the best stuff. Take a look at what we got for this unit. All right, to preface, I've got to unbox this stuff. I'm just going to show you guys these things, like at a high level, the boxes. They package the stuff so well. I'm always impressed with how the RPM stuff shows up. It's always flawless. The boxes are thick, good boxes. Tape's good. Everything just shows up how it should. Never had an issue with that. So look at all this packaging here. I mean, it's all like the Instafoam type stuff that's form-fitting. Everything shows up super nice. So just had to plug their packaging and shipping department. They do a great job, along with their awesome products. So I'm just going to lay this stuff out. I'm going to unbox it because I only got, I haven't grown a third arm yet, so I can't do this film and unbox and make stuff look cool at the same time. So I'm going to unbox everything, lay it out, and we'll go through what all it's getting. Everything this machine is getting today is pretty cool, but let's start off with, I'd say, I don't want to say least cool, but we're going to work our way to the coolest thing that this thing's getting today. So let's get this started. Okay, first things first, a couple of electrical things. So we've got the UTV stereo big battery, put these in all the X3s. The X3 had this, Kyle's X3 has this, the Pawpaw X3 has it. It's a great upgrade. Got them on rrutvshop.com if you want to get one of these for your X3. Very simple to install. We'll get to that later. But we're going to want this to run this. The JBL. Look at this unit. Rally Bar XL. Never heard one of these in person, but JBL stuff is typically super high quality. And if you don't have a lot of friends, one of these and a few boxes of pizza get you all the friends you could ever ask for. So keep that in mind. So we'll get to installing that. I'm not sure quite how this wires in, but should be pretty easy. Typical sound bar. not revolutionary stuff in terms of an install. So what will be cool is if he wants to take this and put it in the pawpaw unit, it's going to be an extremely simple swap compared to doing a dedicated audio setup in either one. So big fan of that. Next thing, we've got the RPM catch can. So this is their 4-stage catch can. You saw we put one of these on the Rex 3. This one's going to be a little different. So this unit has a recirculating catch can on it already. However, it's mounted kind of low, and RPM just came out with these. They work extremely well. We've got a recirculating top for it to integrate back into the system, or back into the intake system. So that's going to be great considering this is going to be somewhat of a mud machine. You know, it's got the snorkels on there. So anytime you're dealing with something like that, it's better to have it be recirculating rather than just vented atmosphere like they come from the factory. Next is a very functional item as well. So Matt's been talking about putting this thing on E85. You guys know when you run E85, you burn through fuel much faster than if you're on gasoline. And also, if you got a Pro R, you just burn through gas fast in general. You guys see where I'm going with this. You know, I put that aux tank in the Pro R to get me some extra capacity. Well, RPM Power Sports has an even better solution for this machine. Don't worry about that stuff over there. This is the RPM Power Sports direct replacement 15.4 gallon fuel tank for the Can-Am X3. So this works on all X3s. This is, again, direct replacement. There's no hardware they give you for this because it utilizes all the factory components. Factory fuel pump module, factory straps, factory everything. It is literally just a tank engineered to fit into the machine. So this is an extremely cool piece. Factory capacity, 10.5 gallons. This, 15.4 gallons. Almost 5 more gallons in a direct replacement gas tank that doesn't interfere with any other accessories you might have already installed. This is badass. I can't wait to install this. You guys probably saw what's floating around over here. Let's talk about this. So that machine already has an exhaust on it. We're going to put one on that's a little bit better. So this is the RPM 3-inch, full 3-inch off the turbo chambered exhaust system with E-valve side dump pipe. So this looks so good. You know, guys know I have the chambered exhaust from RPM on the Pro R. It sounds very good. Great tone, not very loud. This is going to be an even better setup. So this should maintain that factory little bit of a rumble, but also when you want to be loud, you can open up the E-valve and give you all the wiring here. This one already has an electronic exhaust on it. This is going to be an even better setup. You can be as quiet as you want or as loud as you can get. So this is going to install very easily. They give you this bracket here that replaces the factory one. Due to this being a larger diameter pipe, allows you to get that clamp over that and support it. Overall, just a freaking great setup, man. This is awesome. So first thing we're going to do is take this thing for a little drive. We'll call it a baseline. Make sure everything is mechanically where it needs to be. You know, no misfires. Like I said, Matt hasn't really gotten on this thing too much, so we need to thrash on it a little bit and make sure there's nothing that needs more mechanical attention than we think. So again, we're going to be leaving less than a week to go to the dunes, so I'm hoping to get this thing wrapped up today. It might carry over in tomorrow, but we'll try and get as much done as we can today. I also got some stuff I got to do on the Pro R to get ready before then, so we'll see if I'm able to do that. But strap up, and by strap up, I mean put some safety glasses on and take this thing for a little cruise. All right, let's climb into this thing. Crank this unit up. Let's hear how it sounds first and foremost, I guess, to start with. Got that dual side exit exhaust, so we're going back to the center exit exhaust. Good thing that Alex got that RPM Desert Series exhaust that dumps on the side. We're able to utilize this piece off the Rex 3, so this will be very nice going back on there. Little piece of the Rex 3. Everyone gets a little piece of the Rex 3, you know what I mean? We're just going to put some heat in the pipes real quick, let it idle, warm up before we go crash this thing, because she's going to get some exercise. As long as it ain't breaking up. I figure worst thing this thing's going to need, set of plugs. Outside of that should be fine. It's on 110 octane. It smells great with this thing running right now. I think it's making about 310 horsepower, so it's not a joke machine at all. This thing is it's pretty serious. unfortunately, we put it under a bit of a load out on the road, and she's kind of breaking up at higher RPMs. That's no bueno. So 9 times out of 10 when that happens, it means the unit needs spark plugs. So I'm hoping I got a set of plugs. I don't have a set of plugs for the X3, so that's a tough one. Have to put my thinking cap on for that one. Might have to change those in a couple days. So regardless, at least we know that there's something that needs attention on this unit. Not what I wanted to find, but we can still do all the other stuff that we're planning on doing. We're just going to I'll have to do plugs too. Need to get some plugs. Maybe Kyle has some. I'll have to ask him. Yeah, I'm just going to let this cool down. I'll do all the little trinket doodad things that we can do while the engine and exhaust are cooling down. And then get working on that stuff. But better to find out here than at the dunes that your unit's breaking up at high RPM. So at least we know. Let's get after this thing. Get some stuff done for them. All right, guys, quick update. I'll try to do this fast because we're outside. It's windy. There's lawnmowers going there. Shit boxes driving by. It's a recipe for disaster. But anyways, got the Amazon door handles in, Amazon struts. Check out my affiliate link for Amazon. Pick these up if you want to for your X3. They went on pretty straightforward. Pretty nice stuff. Anyways, we got this seat track out. Matt was having some issues with the seat sliding, so I went ahead and looped it up with WD-40. Got it sliding, but also noticed someone had been reefing on this thing pretty heavily. So we're gonna have to adjust this so it actually functions as an adjuster, and then put some weld in there too, because you might not be able to see it, but it's super cracked. So we gotta reinforce that a little bit, but outside of that, project's moving along pretty good. All right, guys, push this thing back inside. I'm getting close to being done for the day, maybe. Probably not, though. So the rally bar, I don't know if you can see this thing. This thing's an absolute beast. Obviously, I can't just play the music from this thing. Maybe I could put some AI music on. I'll think about doing that. The absolute beast sounds incredible. Maybe I'll do that when I pull it back outside. If you don't have a sound system in your unit and you want one that's relatively simple to hook up, get this Rally Bar XL from JBL. Big fan of it. Like I said, it gets you all the friends. I'm going to take this intercooler out right now, get these plugs changed in this thing for them, take some other stuff off the back, probably start on the exhaust. I'd really like to run it with the new plugs, and I don't know if I'll be able to get that done today or not. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so might have to run it in the rain. We'll see. But outside of that, everything's coming along super well on this thing. I got the seat track freed up and locked in. I don't have it in here yet. Figured I'd just leave all the stuff out till I'm done. Gonna have to run the wiring for the exhaust. But overall, man, this thing's good. So we're gonna keep plugging away. All right, this unit is coming back together. So gave it a shakedown. All the suspension's tight. It needs rear brake pads. No surprise, it's an X3. They always need rear brake pads. Changed the oil, greased everything. Everything's pretty much back together besides the interior. I left that stuff apart just in case I had to do anything with those panels when we go to put this gas tank in. But outside of that, I think we're going to take this thing out for a rip and see if that misfire is addressed. So let's hop in this thing, go for a ride. Thing's dialed, so fresh plugs got her freaking burning right. The exhaust on this thing screams when that dump pipe's open, or the E-valve I should say. Sounds great. This thing is in top tier shape. So next thing, get that gas tank installed. So Basically, we just got to disassemble some of the interior. It should come out pretty straightforward. RPM has good written instructions. If you guys want to pick one of these up from rrutvshop.com and put one in yourself, I'll go over how to put it in high level. Overall, shouldn't be too big of a deal. Hopefully not, famous last words. Let's get this thing inside. All right, this OEM tank came out really easily. There wasn't a bunch of aftermarket stuff in the way, so I could see that being a pain if it was the case in your machine. But not a lot going on here besides stock stuff. So very cool. We went ahead and flipped these front bolts upside down compared to where they were from the factory. So the bolt head is at the top of the frame and the nut is on the bottom now. I think that's probably for some extra clearance on the new tank. Now we're ready to just go ahead and lift that new tank in there. So I got to undo these straps. I had those in position right there to keep the alignment for the front bolts, but we pull those down, let the straps drop down, and then we'll heave that new tank in there, see how it fits. All right, well, a pop-up severe thunderstorm / golf ball size hail warning came in, so pulled the truck in right before that came up. We got this basically all wrapped up, so the tank is in, mounted, secured, fuel level stuff, yeah, it's functions. Oh, I don't have the key in it, dirt. Like a dream. So we're just gonna put the plastics back in, and this will be basically done. I want to get this washed up. Maybe I'll adjust the ride height. Maybe I'll wait till Matt comes to get this to adjust the ride height, since we got to do the brakes anyways. It's getting late in the day, so kind of running out of time, and got some stuff over there that I need to get mounted on my unit, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go get something to eat real quick. All right, the Mullet X3 is gone. I was gonna film Matt's reaction when he got here, but the day he picked it up, we actually went to the dunes for Memorial Day weekend. And when he got here, we did a couple things like adjust the suspension and put rear brakes on it, a couple small things. But it kind of turned into a disaster. So I forgot what exactly went into this machine when it was built. I don't know if the gauge cluster was swapped or the ECU was swapped from something. Regardless, it had a service suspension message on the dash. So it had that little exclamation point on the dash that Smart Shocks units have, and that obviously wasn't a Smart Shocks unit. So he tried to reprogram the ECU with he tried to reprogram the ECU with a different VIN, or making all the modules in the machine have the same VIN because the one in the ECU didn't match the other ones. Some weird thing like that. He tried to make all modules match in terms of the VIN number, and when he did that, it basically locked the machine out, so it wouldn't start. Just crank, it wouldn't start. So that turned into a several-hour ordeal of us trying to get this thing figured out, and we ended up getting a hold of John at Whalen Speed, and he sent us a new file for it after making the VINs match, and that got us up and running. So huge thanks to Whalen Speed for coming in at a last-minute deal. Literally Friday of Memorial Day weekend, it was crucial. So huge thanks to those guys. Got us on the dunes. Matt really liked the machine. Going to see if I can get his, opinion on it compared to the Pawpaw unit, or at least give a quick testimonial of it. But he loved everything we did to it. The RPM exhaust was sweet out on the dunes. The 15-gallon tank was crucial. It was all really good. So again, big shout out to RPM Powersports for getting us set up with all the good stuff for that unit. Made it a lot better for Matt out on the dunes. He's really happy with it. I think he's got some new changes coming for it as well, or some stuff in the future. We'll have to stick around and see for that, but he is really happy with it. So appreciate you guys sticking around, checking out these videos, watching what I work on. I know there's a lot of working on stuff going on here, and has been. Going to try and get to some riding here pretty soon. I'm trying to get a good group together for a good trip here pretty soon. So hopefully that comes together, comes to fruition, and we can bring you guys some entertaining stuff at some new spots. So appreciate your guys' support in this matter. Hopefully see you in a couple days.